I am 60. I know better, so I must do better. Independent Trinidad and Tobago is 60, and these are my reflections on a few areas of our development as a nation. These are the views of an ordinary 60-year-old citizen. Regarding the education of our children, we need to revisit the end so as to justify the means by which we are educating our young minds. Is it simply to expose them to math and English, to show themselves capable of passing exams? Our teachers are burnt out. Many have lost their passion for the profession and simply do the minimum so as to avoid being fired. The salaries of our teachers need to be much higher, and the entry requirements much stricter. As parents, while the powers that be re-engineer, as I am sure they know they must, the onus is therefore on us to teach our children to independently research the areas required, both on their curriculum and in other areas, to build a curiosity about the world around them. We, the parents, must pay attention, recognize our children's gifts, and create room for them. While our education system works out the relevance of education in our small states and the mindsets that must be crafted around learning for development, as opposed to learning to get the job, we must become our children's teachers. Call in the support you need. Aunties, uncles, persons we respect and admire, and expose our children to their advice, their guidance, and their life learnings. About cultural expression, I regret to state that in my humble view, this is not the land of steel pan and calypso. The US and China manufacture and export large quantities of pan, larger than we do. And pan tuning has become automated in the US and no longer needs a man with a hammer. Regarding our cultural expression, Trinidad and Tobago has become the land of debauchery and bacchanal. Our parade of the bands, the greatest show on earth, has evolved into an expensive experience of nakedness, vulgarity, and licentiousness. Yes, I said that. Our panorama, a most amazing gift to the world, can still be described as noise by the uninitiated, because we have yet to master the art of simply miking a large band on stage. Creative genius abounds in every nook and cranny of this nation. However, we are either nonchalant about its value to the enrichment of the texture of our lives, or it is exploited by capitalists who do. We consume so much foreign, useless content that there is limited opportunity to showcase the volume of art, music, poetry, documentaries, films that show us how beautiful we truly are. When we had one television station, we were all in touch with all the things creative in the nation. And I'm not suggesting that we return to that, but there needs to be some policy guidelines concerning the percentage of local material necessary to renew broadcast licenses. It can begin there. I am in fact encouraged by the return of 12 and under. I imagine dinner theaters outside the breakfast shed, inter-community games, fish fry Fridays in Chagaramas and similar locations in Trinidad and Tobago, pan on the promenade, calypso nights at Napa, more local quiz shows, our own Jeopardy. We are so creative. Where is the vision for supporting new initiatives outside of Carnival? Do I just need to stop dreaming? Concerning energy, our oil and gas-based reliance for a bright economic future is suspect, since within the next 15 years or so, there will be a significantly reduced demand for oil and gas. The world is quickly moving toward alternatives, green, solar, and wind energies. Therefore, the plans for diversification need to be treated as urgent. We can ill afford all the talk surrounding this topic, and we must quickly allocate financial resources and the technical support to more young and young at heart innovators. When it comes to trade and industry, there are a few local manufacturers who can be considered large enterprises that earn foreign exchange from exports. There are also a few large distributors who control what you and I consume. These distribution companies are owned and operated by the small sect that have informed the world on network television that they own most of the businesses in this country. How then do we establish and grow a middle class of medium-sized business owners that have the potential to become large-scale businesses in another decade or so? Where too does my dream that perhaps, since every creed and race finds an equal place here, where does that dream connect with the reality that funding is not readily available to entrepreneurs who do not fit the ethnic profile of the 1%, their words? Some will argue that there are funding agencies to finance startups. However, the budget for a startup that requires major investment in expensive technology may have to look elsewhere. How then do we, the 99%, rally around our own ideas for product development and funding? Well, I say we begin by buying what we produce and consume services provided by us. How about we look a little more carefully at where we spend our dollars while we collaborate and compete with an unprecedented spirit of excellence in everything we do to grow new businesses for ourselves. We cannot do it alone. We have to team up, people. Concerning nationhood, I know I am not alone in my observation of how discourteous we have become in our service sector, how rude and aggressive we have become as drivers on the roads. We are so quick to hurl insults or become dismissive of persons who do not look or think like us. We have become classist and intolerance abounds. We are numb to the level of violence around us. While we are not comfortable with things as they are, we are still willing to keep our focus on personal enrichment and wealth building. To spend where? Will we begin to look for answers only when we cannot even enjoy our hard-earned wealth in peace and safety? How do we return to our loving, caring, compassionate selves? Where are the people who knew all their neighbors and helped groom each other's children? How did we get here? I am so happy you asked. Removing RK, remember that, religious knowledge, from the curriculum was the first part of the problem. Also, corporal punishment, with all its attendant issues and challenges, established early in our upbringing consequences for errant conduct. This too is no more, and as a result, indiscipline and worse goes unchecked and attracts no penalty. What we are seeing unfold before our very eyes daily are young men and women stealing, raping, killing, oblivious to consequences. A truly sad season in our lives. Part of the answer lies in 2 Chronicles 7:14. Go check it for yourself. Our leaders would do well to start there. I am 60. I know better. I have seen enough to make more informed choices. I am wiser, and therefore I'm poised to make this season, the season ahead, our best years ever. Happy independence, my beloved Trinidad and Tobago.